In the previous video, we went through and we imported our knife as well as all of the animations for our first person character. And now what we want to do is we want to try to start setting up those animations to play whenever we try to do a knife attack. So back at our character, FPS Animations Knife, we're going to create an animation montage. So right click Animation, Animation Montage for the FPS arm skeleton. Name it AM_knife attack. Open that on up. Go to the asset browser and we're going to drag in knife attack 1 and knife attack 2. Then we can right click, make a new section, call it knife attack 1. And we'll do the same thing, call it knife attack 2. And we right click on default and delete that section. Now we need to drag our knife attack 2 till it snaps right at the start of knife attack 2. Then we'll come over here to montage sections and hit clear. So this will make the animations individual. So you can play 1, it keeps playing. Go to 2, it only plays that. Go ahead and save. And we'll tinker with the blend times once we actually get it working. So next up, go to our Nazi zombie character.h. And we should have, let's see. Do I want to do this in the header or the character? Which character? I think I'm just going to end up doing it. Well, let's see. Nah, I want to do it in the Nazi zombie character.h. Okay, so let's go down to our protected section here for variables. We're going to create a U property. And let's look at one of our weapons as a reference. Go weapon base.h. And here's how we have our animations, and here's our animation montages. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to copy this entire little section here and paste it into our Nazi zombie character, and let's name it to FPS Knife Montage. As well as I want to add this category to this U property here, like so. So once we have the knife montage, what we can go ahead and do is create an actual function to attack. So I want to do void on knife attack. And as well as I want to have a replicated boolean that kind of keeps track of these attacks. So I'm going to do a U property, replicated. And let's see, I'm going to do a UN8 knife attack. Or let's do R knife attack. And set that to 0 in the constructor. Next up, apparently I have that commented, but we have our get lifetime replicated props. We want to replicate our knife attack. We're going to do, what do you call it? Do rep lifetime. So I want to do underscore condition. It's going to be a Nazi zombie character, our variable, which is our knife attack, and the condition is going to be get owner. All right. So back in our header, I forgot a semicolon. We need a way when we actually need to set up an input to trigger this. So we have on knife attack. Let's create the implementation. And go to our setup player input component. So I'm going to copy one of these actions, change this one to knife attack, and change the function to on knife attack. Okay, so this will be called whenever we press our knife key. And then what we want to do is we want to make sure the server knows to run it too. So we're going to create a server RPC. So I'm going to be lazy and just copy this section. And do void server underscore knife attack. Bool server knife attack and void server knife attack. Then change the boolean to underscore validate and the last void to underscore implementation. And let's generate the implementation for the validate and the implementation for the implementation, like so. So on knife attack, what we're going to do is if has authority, we're going to call what we're going to just simply let me go ahead and actually minimize these, get them out of the way. Alrighty, we're actually going to increment our knife attack. So if we have authority, we're going to do if our knife attack plus 1 is greater than 254, we're going to set our knife attack equal to 0. Else, we're going to just simply increment it. So that way, because a uint 8 has a range between 0 and 255, so we want to make sure we keep it within that range. So if we don't have authority, we're going to do is we're going to call server underscore knife attack. We're going to return true for the validate. Then we're going to simply recall on knife attack. So that way this portion will run. And I think I'm going to have it triggered via an onRep. So here I want to also handle client knifing to keep it responsive. So the second we press the key, we want the animation and stuff to, play and all that. And then we'll pass the hit data to the server. So let's generate an onRep. Well, actually, I think instead we will have a multicast, but that'll be dealt with here in a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and play the animation montage. So if Fps Knife Montage, we want to get our animation instance. So if, is it uAnim instance? Trying to remember. Need to go to the whenever we have the fire. Yeah, it's uAnim instance. So if anim instance equals mesh 1p get anim instance. So from there we can go anim instance play, or no, it's montage play. Montage play. Then the montage we want to play is Fps Knife Montage. Everything else can be the same. And for now, we're just going to play, we're going to jump to a section. So anim instance montage jump to section. We need the section name. So knife Fps knife, or knife attack 1. Knife attack 1. So it's the name of our sections here. And then it takes in our animation montage. So Fps Knife Montage. And let's see. We don't have any third person stuff set up. So what I'm going to do here is make onRep and fire for third person mesh on other clients. Or actually, no. I don't want to necessarily, if we want to multicast, we don't need to do this. So, simply going to remove that. Put all this up here as well. But this is going to be for the third person. I'm going to comment for third person. For third person. So that way whenever we play the third person animation, well, we will be playing it we'll just be doing it a little bit differently. I'll show you later on. Now I want to have a multicast, and it won't actually be set up to do anything, but whenever the third person animations are fine and ready to go, it will be set up. So we're going to change server to multi, and change this key to net multicast. Create the implementation for the validate and implementation. Let's copy that, paste it into the multi-knife attack, and we're going to return true for the multicast. Actually, I don't know if they need validates or not. I cannot remember. Anyways, if we have authority, what we're going to do is we're going to call multi_knife attack, like so. Now let's actually get rid of our knife attack control variable, as it's no longer needed. And comment out, again, get lifetime replicated props. Let's see here. I can actually check. Yeah, so there's a validate. So when we try to knife, if we're the client, we will play our knife animation. We will then make a call to the server. The server will then recall that function and multicast the knife animation. So we want to check and see if we are locally controlled or not. So if is locally controlled, we're going to make sure we're not. Then we will play, oops, our third person montage. Simple. And I think that's pretty much it. Now we can just do a test and see if the animation plays. Let's go to settings, project settings, input, create a new action mapping, and call it knife attack. I'm going to bind this to V on the keyboard and save all. Alright, I gotta relaunch the editor. I just realized a mistake as well. So I'm going to close, what we're going to do actually instead is copy this portion here, because anyone who triggers this will be the person that is actually the owning client, so that can run without problem. So we're going to make sure it always runs whenever on knife attack on knife attack is actually played. Or called, sorry. My mistake. Alrighty. Now I think the only thing we have to do now is actually set FPS Knife Montage. So let's go to our blueprint Nazi zombie character, Fps Knife Montage, AM Knife Attack. I really need to rename that. But hopefully, I'm going to do a save. Whenever I press V, alright, it's playing the animation. So I just wanted to do a quick rename to AM Knife, from AM Knife Attack to AM underscore FPS underscore Knife Attack to follow along with these. That's FPS Arms. So AM FPS Arms Knife Attack and save. So there we go. We have our knife attack playing. Only thing I'm going to change is blend in and blend out. So let's do the blend in to like 0.1. And I guess we'll leave the blend out for now. Okay, that's a little fast. Do 0.15. Alright, let's go back to 0.25. Yeah, I'm pretty much fine with that. The only thing I kind of want to change is maybe make the blend out, see what it looks like at 0.1. Yeah, I'll put it back to 0.25. So for now, I'm just going to actually leave it as is. So save it, and we are good to go. We now have our knife animation playing. So next up, we will actually create our knife class, and inside of that, what we will end up doing is actually making it so we can easily, or we're going to be controlling everything like this inside of the knife class itself. And so just like how we did our weapons, so all this kind of logic and all that will be out of our character and into our knife class. So that'll keep our Nazi zombie character clean, as well as it'll just kind of keep everything where it should be, because we're going to have some more logic, such as we don't want to build a knife while we're already mid-knife, for example, so we don't want to have to restart the animation kind of deal. Like how we can now, I can just spam V and the hands are out of the way. Like so. And that kind of thing. As well as we want to set it up so if we press V again while we're already kind of in the started the knife, or after the first knife, what I think I want to do is when we knife the first time, we're going to start a timer, and if we press the key to knife again within X time, then what I want to do is play the second knife attack, so that way it's kind of like a little combo. So once this animation montage section has finished playing, we will then transition and play knife attack 2. So that's the thought anyways. So I will see you in the next one.